Well, boys and girls, good news, bad news. The guy at McDonald's already, when he sees me, he says hello. Hey, you're still here. You know, that's never a good sign. So this is the second day I'm here. And the same Love's truck stop in Neosho, Missouri. And time now is 5 minutes to 5 Central Time, like local time. It's the same time at my Des Moines permitting company. And I started panicking at around 4 o'clock local time because I still didn't have the Oklahoma, I still didn't have the Texas permit, because they were having some issues with Oklahoma mainly. And I've been talking over the phone via email with them all day, and then finally 4 o'clock I said, okay, so you cannot get me Oklahoma, at least where's my Texas, right? All right, they sent me a Texas because it looks like it's self-issue. I get full weights on the trailer, everything is no problems, you know, whatsoever, with the same 72.6 K pounds on the quad, 54.1 on the pusher and drives, and 14.5, that's pounds on the steer axle, right? For the total of 240. And I opened the permit in Acrobat on my phone, and I did manage, by the way, to find the driver. I use HP. I still have the premium key for that little printer share, whatever, and it prints fine through my printer via Bluetooth, you know. And so I opened this Texas permit, and I see that the truck, my glasses start steaming up. The truck says, the truck make and model, it says Mac, you know, and the VIN number is wrong. So I emailed him again. I said, a wrong truck, a wrong VIN number. Please use whatever is on my application. You already have all the info. Basically, one mistake after another, okay? So, all right, they sent me the Texas permit with the correct truck info. Everything's cool. And then I look at the clock. It's now 4:30. I decided to call him. You know, I call him and I said, can I speak to, you know, my regular rep? And the receptionist says, oh, she already gone home. She went home, basically left me hanging in here at this truck stop 20 miles away from Oklahoma border. I said, okay guys, I need to talk to somebody. I cannot sit over the weekend here, right? Why is it taking so long, right? And my rep was explaining to me that whenever you're over 12,000 on the steer axle, Oklahoma is the only state, looks like, that requires this. They want you to have 15 feet between the steer axle and the next axle. It's kind of like funny, but it's similar to the issue I was having in Quebec when I tried to get an annual permit. They were saying that my spacing between steer and the pusher was not enough. Like, I can still get one time, you know, trip permits, but I did not qualify for the annual permit. And so Oklahoma says that if you want to be over 12,000 on the steer, you must have 15 feet minimum between steer axle, and they asking me, can you fix this? Yeah, just give me a couple of hours. I'll try to find some pliers and a hammer, and I'll increase the spacing. You know, like, and it's all females usually, right? All these permit service companies, it's ladies working, and quite often they have no clue about trucks, you know. They just push papers, you know. And so I said, no, I cannot fix that. I said, but I got a long gooseneck, right? And as you can see, I'm only 14.5, so I'm pretty sure I can shift. Oh yeah, and I said, how much they allow Oklahoma? How much they allow on the pusher and drives on the Trident? They said 60,000 pounds. I said, geez, I'm only 54 right now. Like, let's apply for 12,000 on the front and 60 on the drives and the pusher. I can shift weight because of my long gooseneck. I can freaking go all the way to the back. I'm pretty sure I can shift all that to the pusher and drives. So problem solved. Oh, and by the way, now I'm talking to no, this was with my actual rep, right, during the day. And then she says, yeah, that should self-issue, as they say. So basically, it's all done by the computer. Like, you fill out the form and the computer says, okay, print, you know, and you have a permit. But for some reason, she was doing something that whenever she filled out that form, it would trigger a review, engineering review. And so the permit was not issued. And, oh, I'm trying. I said, so what's going on? Oh, I'm trying to do my best. And then she goes home, right? So now I call them, and they hook me up with somebody who still there, like not my regular rep, but another technician, probably, as they call them, right? Permit technician at this company. And I said, okay, guys, I need something. Like, give me something. Like, what's the big deal, you know? We're not applying for 14.5 on the steer. We're just doing 12,000, which should not be an issue. And we're doing 60,000 on the Trident, which should not be an issue. I said, is the problem with the trailer? Because I said, I'm looking at this book, and it says that Oklahoma maximum on the quad they allow is 65,000 pounds. You know, and I'm 72.6. I said, is that the problem? Is that why a review is triggered? And she says, okay, just give me a couple of seconds here. And like 5 minutes passed. You know, I'm like, I don't want to sit here for 2 days, right? And she's trying to do something, and then this lady Brooke says, okay, well, I don't know what your regular lady did or did not do, but I have a permit. I said, what? So how did you do it? She says, well, I don't know. I just, like you said, we put 12,000 on the front, 60 on the pusher and drives, and I think she put 72 or like the full 72.6 on the back, and it was issued, you know. And she just sent me the permit. Unbelievable, you know. Like, I spent 2 days in here. Like, this permit should have been in my mailbox 3 days ago, right? But yeah, I'm not going through the toll as I originally wanted, because that's like my book says, they limit your gross weight at 108,000 pounds, and of course I'm heavier than that. So I'm going basically towards you know, through that, some of you guys are familiar with this, that big cab in Oklahoma, basically on US 60 West, and then US 69 and US 75 South into Texas, and then Dallas, and then from Dallas, I think it's 49, I-49 or I-45, whatever, like the straightest way to Houston. And so now everything is good. That's the good news for the weekend. So I got my Oklahoma permit, I got my Texas permit, so we'll try to attempt the delivery Monday in Houston, Texas. Thanks for watching. Have a good weekend, boys and girls. Captain Sergei out.